pull the list out and go back to the previous meeting that we had. We ran out of time and we're down to the last two items. And then I'd like to go back around again, if we can, to make sure we didn't miss anyone or you've changed your mind. And we'll talk about the monies. I've done a few calculations here with different proposals, so we'll see how we do here. So the next item would be number 19, I believe. Pardon me? You lead for that one, thank you. That's the School District 78 Parent Advisory Committee for to fund the purchase of various school club supplies.
I'll start.
All right.
Sorry, just give it 1 second.
Yeah. The ask is $6,550.
That's largely for club supplies,
This is the list of
for groups that the school board sponsors.
So, my note on that was that, why wouldn't the school board support that on their own, instead of coming to the food source for it?
Right.
I think we should.
Yeah. Well, that was an easy one.
I would rather see the school district.
So when you're on your way out, you please escort Heather back.
Oh, I'll get her.
Oh, okay.
I gotta go anyway.
He's got to go.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Hostage exchange.
That's a very minimal amount.
All right. Heather, now we're talking about Communities in Bloom. It was item number 20, about the purchase of the plants in the field to improve exit 168. Yeah.
Yes. I think we should do this because it's, we're, you know, the first thing you see when you come to town, if we could beautify that, I mean, $550 is pretty small.
They have very high return on investment with
I
that
think
group.
so too.
This is something I've wanted done for the last 4 years, so I'm totally in.
I think it can be done every year.
Everybody's in the state, 2,000.
I hate to be against it, but my whole train of thought on this process was, if you already received some funding from the district before, kind of cut them out, and
We're going to
they're one
revisit
of
some of
them.
those.
So, I'll just say that, but I mean, I don't disagree with any of the things that people are trying to get accomplished here, we just have to cut something out. So that's where my initial thought was, but I'm glad we're having a conversation.
So is that an in?
That's an in.
So I believe we're at 68,860.
I got it.
68,000?
Well,
I had 94,000.
Well, if you add the last one in, now we're going to check some calculation here. I have made the assumption that we did not do portions of the ones we talked about, we gave them the full amount, and we spent 95,000.
Yeah, and I didn't include any portions to be decided.
No, I left all the portions at the full value for now that we talked about. So I'd like to go back around. So we've got, I'm pretty sure we have about 5,000 wiggle room to add someone back into the group over and above giving those other organizations the full portion that we talked about, or reducing them and bringing more into the group.
Yeah. I think we would.
So I'd like to maximize, I would prefer to maximize as many of our applicants as possible. But I'll entertain some conversation on that. So if we go back to,
Number three is the first one that is the portion.
Number 3, we just said we're gonna give a portion. Yeah.
we did last time, the dog park. So we could reduce that or leave the organization still the same.
So the 95,000, you're at giving them full amount or portion amount?
Full amount. But as I said, you may want to revisit some of the ones that
I thought we discussed giving them 150%. They're not on that.
we did, we were going to subdecide now the portion thereof. So now that's where we're at now. So if you think 3,500 you're proposing, and some
What
comment.
number is that for?
Number
Number
three.
3, the request from the dog park.
Yeah, that was for kiosk construction and placement.
Which would be branded like our signs that we already have now in the city.
Yes.
Yeah,
Interesting
you
to
should
know,
say.
it would put the name of the new dog park on that you've authorized as well.
That's right.
Yes.
I think,
That'd be nice to have.
I think I'd like to keep it as the full if we're looking at that kind of money, because it's something, we've developed that park already. It goes in line with what we're trying to accomplish at Sixth Avenue, along with Coquitlam River Park too. So I'm in support of keeping it at 7,000 if we've bumped it up to that, with the 95 that you've proposed. Mayor?
Anybody else comments on that? You want to leave it the same?
Keeping it at full 7,000.
Keeping it at the full 7.
That's with our 90, that's,
See what it
That
goes.
that doesn't move the 95, keeps it the same.
So we, this one here, Fraser Valley Mountain Bikers, there's no decision, or was that decision?
Number 18, that was the last one we did, that we should thought that should be,
BRD.
yeah,
Okay, that was the decision,
yeah.
not just a thought, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it shouldn't be just us.
Yeah.
That's a big ask that we can't do all of that.
So then I have a question about that.
You want to go back to that? It was-
Well, on any of those ones that might be of regional significance, out of our 100,000, don't we have to, as per our policy, have 25% of that aside for the regional significant ones? So that really only leaves us 75,000, plus 25 for regional significance?
Your policy does stipulate the 25%, as Councilor Murdoch does say, and I know the director is here. What I would recommend is you do reserve a 1/3 portion of the ask in case the FARD does come through to approve some form of joint funding for those two requests. That's just my recommendation. And of course, if those don't come through, then maybe that money can be reallocated at a subsequent later date.
Well, that would be the same then if you look at,
There's a lot of those.
yeah,
There's two that were referred to the region. That one was one, and the Hope Care Transit was the other.
there's the other one. So are we taking a 1/3 of the 26,000 for the mountain bikers?
I would just recommend a holdback of that and a 1/3 of the Hope Care Transit one in case they're approved by the region and Yale First Nation.
Who's got that calculated and figured out? You got that?
No, I was hoping I had some.
I've got a calculator in the form of a phone. So, you guys wanna write this down, 50,160
That's around 8,000.
divided by 3, that's 16,000. Oh, sorry, I took too big an amount.
No, it's 26,000.
It's 26, yeah. 26,26060 divided by 3, okay, that's 8,687. And Hope Care Transit, 85.
So now you're gonna go start reducing those other items because we're over.
Hope Care Transit is 10,000, so it would be 3,334.
So we've added 11,9. So we're at 106,960 by doing that. And so we need to go back to
Does
number
that-
3 and reduce that signage to start with.
Yeah, but does that give us the 25,000 for their,
No, there were no, but, Your Worship, there were no other regional, or asks that had regional import that are kind of eligible for those reserve funds. So in order to maximize and optimize the policy and the requests, I advise it's safe to keep back that amount for the two that have regional import. And if another dividend comes out and then the granting process carries on again, it'll be a new decision with new money.
You want to speak?
Yeah, two things that I'm in favor of, because, so a lot of these things are new projects and everything else are starting. But if you look at the two projects we have that are for maintenance to improve stuff we have, and that, and one is the curling club and the other is the Park Street Manor. those things are important funding, you know, to revisit their buildings and help get them on base. A lot of these things here are new things, so we need to do some maintenance before we actually start on some other projects too. I think this would help a lot, particularly both these projects.
But we have the curling club in,
Yeah,
and we have the senior
yes,
society.
that's big, but those are two key ones we need to keep.
So I'll bring council's attention back to item number 3 again, and let's talk about the 7,000 for the signage for the dog park. If we reduce that in half, that was suggested earlier,
Yeah,
3,500.
3,500.
okay, we're down to 103. It's like a poker game here. All right.
The Black Bear Committee was also noted, item 8 for portion, as was number 9, Chamber of Commerce, as was number 10, Purple Lights.
If the Black Bear got like 2,200, and the Chamber probably got 5, they could probably live with that. For down the road.
I'm only looking for, I'm
That's
only
good,
looking for 30,
$4,000.
yeah,
How much you looking for?
3,500.
Oh,
Well, let's go Black Bear to, like you said, 2,000,
2,200.
or 2,200,
yeah. And do the,
and the district the rest, take it out of the Chamber of Commerce.
you take the rest, make it 8.
Yeah.
Make it 8.
What about number 12? Was number 12 in or out? Because part of number 12 was hooked into.
It was out.
It was out for sure.
Yeah, it was related to another one.
Yeah, it was, it was, yeah. That would balance it, right?
Since we
I
revisit
think we
this.
need to recalculate this before we move on here. You want to take a quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just trying to add it up in a spreadsheet here.
Okay, so, Mr. Mayor, if you'd like, we'll do a new tally, a fresh tally, so that we can leave tonight with some certainty in your mind.
Yes.
So if we go through item number 1, which is the Advantage Hope request, that was denied. Number 2, Hope Scouts, that was resolved to move forward $3,128.14.
Correct.
The dog park, 3,500.
Correct.
We'll get to the calculations later. Hope Food Collective, that was denied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 5 was
Hope Area Healthy Communities, that was denied. Hope Curling Club, that was kept,
Yes.
Yeah.
25,000. Hope Mountain Center for Outdoor Learning, sorry.
Yes. Full amount, 3298.
3298. Then we have Hope Mountain Black Bear, you modified that,
To 2,200.
2,200. The Chamber of Commerce,
Move it to 9.
9,000. Purple Lights.
5,000.
We approved the 5.
You did, yeah, you don't have to now reduce to a portion.
So, yeah, well, right now, if you continue along as it's at 5, do we see where we're at, please?
Yes, Mr. Mayor,
So,
I will mark that. Hope Brigade Days, that was denied. Hope Inclusion Project, that
9.
was denied. Hope Community Services,
full amount.
$3,000. Hope Association for Community Living, 7,000. Mount Hope Senior Citizen, a nice odd number to work with. 6,884.
This was the number they asked to be for town.
Arts
Pretty
Council,
exact.
denied. Hope Care Transit,
33.
we're going to safeguard
33.
3,334, and I'll mark that with an asterisk. Fraser Valley Mountain Bikers, we're saving, did you recall that figure?
8,686.
8,686. 7, asterisk.
Okay.
School district, number 19, that was denied, and Communities in Bloom was approved, I think,
Yes.
$550. I will quickly
changed. I financed tonight.
Important finance version.
Well, it is. I want to make sure we get as many groups as we can.
I'm gonna say something. So Doug Burbank cut down to 3,500.
Yeah.
It's full of us for
You end up with a good audit.
What's that?
You end up with a good audit, because it's cheap for the ads, which was unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah.
You can prove there was 300.
Round it off.
Yeah, 33, 34.
Well, you can boost it up to the part of the performance, it's gonna get a little bit more money.
And the acquisition, 1/3 is 26,000.
Because whatever the audit is on that.
Yeah, okay.
It's just not gonna be a lot of money, it's only gonna be like.
So we are at 100,581.96.
We are. So can I drop the chamber, the difference there, please, from the 9,000 down? We're over the 581.96.
So now 9,000 minus 500, get that right, Mr. Mayor? 9,000 minus,
Easy, okay.
minus
Roughly.
Right.
There's a few bit of change there.
0.96 is 8,418.04.
We asked for 10.
Did we reach our 100,000?
That is
before the last
exactly
So how much do you have for the chamber then, sorry?
Chamber 8,418.04.
Okay.
All right.
I think I figured that out.
All right. Thank you, council.
Does this have to come to a regular meeting?
Sorry, yes, this, we will collate, represent for the next regular.
With the actual numbers on it.
Yes.
Perfect.
Which will be our September 9th meeting, okay? Let's see here. Make sure. Motion to close. All right, move, second, carry. We're done.